Hello, everybody. This is Ryan Leusch with S2A Modular. I'm the Chief Technology Officer, and we're here for another Modular Minute. This time, we want to discuss energy, the foundation of green building. So in energy, there's three parts. There's generation, there's the storage, and there's the management. So at S2A Modular, we do something really unique in generation. We have something called graphene in our solar panels. That's what we're generating energy with. And graphene is a miracle material. It was discovered in 2005. They got a Nobel Prize for it in 2010. But what's important to understand about graphene is we've got 20 worldwide patents to have these into solar panels. And when we did our comparisons, we find every single time that we can start accruing energy about an hour to an hour and a half before other tier one panels, tier one being the best on the market, right? That's what we compared against. And about an hour to an hour and a half after the tier one panels, it still continues to accrue energy. So that gives you a real big advantage in the fact that you can build smaller systems and still have that big production that's needed for those buildings and homes. So things to consider is, that's less panels, that's less inverters, that's less labor. And when we build modular, we actually do a lot of that labor in the factory. So when you get a Greenlux home from S2A Modular, you're not having to worry about, hey, what's the extra cost of the panels and all that labor and all the inverters and all that stuff? It just comes as part of the square foot price. Real big advantage right there. So lots to talk about in graphene, but to really just understand at the end of the day, it's a great technology that is like a superconductor and gives you an extraordinary electrical and thermal conductivity. And that's the big advantage there. So after we generate that energy, we've got to store it somewhere. There's a lot of great technologies out there and storage solutions out there. So we use many, but the thing to really understand is that, these technologies have evolved so much in storage that now you have longer life cycles on these batteries. And, maybe back in the day, a lot of people have seen these and used to them. And some people still have them, right? Where you take a lot of lead acid batteries like you see in a car, and you daisy chain dozens of these things. That's old school. We had to find a place to put that, take up half of somebody's garage or build a shed, and we got to maintain them and clean the connectors and fill them with water and, make sure they're in a climate controlled area. So those days are gone. And now that storage can be used. And we build everything from ADUs, that's an accessory dwelling unit, or like think of a granny flat or a little back house. And we can do that, but we can also go all the way up to building, industrial and multifamily, multi-use buildings, as well as single family residence and big buildings. But what's important to know is that those technologies and storage now enable you to achieve net zero and net positive in any kind of building, any size, or home. So that's the storage piece. Now, another piece that comes into play with energy, and again, that's that foundation of what green building is. So generation, we talked about, storage, we talked about, but we've got to manage that. So internally, we're obviously using energy efficient components, and we're using some AIs and some smart technologies to really use what we need and be very smart about that and really be on top of that consumption and how you use that, but also think about the external use. You may have a scenario, right? And this happens in different areas more than other areas, but the fact that you could be told by the utility that you're going to go down for a certain amount of time, and a lot of the times they tell you could be a Wednesday night at 5 o'clock at night, you guys are going to go down. We don't know when you're going to be back up. Well, that's when that energy is worth a lot more. So you want to use that to use that knowledge, and we can discharge your batteries externally at those moments of massive compensation to ensure we get net positive homes, to ensure we get net zero homes. So that's a big understanding of how we incorporate the energy and all those three pieces: the generation, the storage, and the management. So thank you, everybody.
Hi. Kat here, Director of Investor Relations at S2A Modular. Thanks so much for watching the Modular Minute. I wanted to invite you to our upcoming live webinar exclusively for investors. We get into the details of how we are building modular renewable energy, smart homes, and how you can become involved as an investor. Click the link below to register. See you there.